Welcome everybody. I see we have some new faces today. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone why you're here? Thanks. My name is Mark.
Oh, hi Mark.
And I'm an Xbox fanboy. I've never played a PlayStation exclusive game before. What's the crack, guys? Petso here from Allcast Irish Gamers, and welcome to another review video. This week we are reviewing Days Gone, an open world zombie game. Yes, another zombie game. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching our videos and joining us on Twitch streaming as well. We're having a blast streaming over on Twitch, so make sure you come over and check us out. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and like, and much appreciate you coming over, checking out our videos. Big shout out to the arcade.ie, which is on this side of the screen. They have been sharing out our videos and they're absolutely sound. We're talking with them now. We've made new friends. It's absolutely brilliant. Go check them out as well. They have cool reviews and all your gaming news and everything all available on the arcade.ie. So make sure you go check them out. Let's go straight into the review of Days Gone. First impressions. Another zombie game.
Not another zombie game.
That's what everyone was saying, and that's why this didn't do too well when it first came out. But I love zombie games, and I like it when they make the virus interesting, and Days Gone did make that interesting. My first actual thoughts though were this looks like a rip-off of State of Decay that was an Xbox exclusive game, and I thought that they were just playing off exactly what State of Decay did. It's an open world game, so I thought, oh my god, it's going to be filled with fetch quests and go get this and get that there, and we're only going to see a couple of zombies every now and again, and the story's going to be how to cure the world from this virus. But happily, I was completely wrong on my first impression. So the gameplay. The gameplay I thought was fantastic. I really enjoyed the gameplay. It takes a while for the game to really kick off, really get good, and once you start unlocking the new abilities and stuff, the game just gets better and better and better. When I first started off, I hated the bike. I wish you could have a car or something else to fly around on, but I actually got to love the bike the more I upgraded it and actually got it working. Typical open world gameplay. You've got stealth, you've got your shooting, and that's pretty much your base. That's the same as most games, especially open world games. You got your stealth missions and your fighting missions. The shooting is fantastic. I felt every bullet coming out of the gun, and the impact on the bodies and stuff like that was brilliant. Reminded me of kind of Red Dead Redemption in a zombie type world. Some of the best gameplay elements I ever had was when I ran out of fuel and I had to go find some fuel, and it was running into a horde or into these random zombies or even some random raiders, and these little mini stories that I created in my gameplay that would be different to how you play it. In Red Dead Redemption, they have random events that happen throughout the game, but in this one it just felt so much more real random. Like I don't think I remember seeing anything twice. I only seen a couple of things once. Like one time I got attacked by bandits and I left my bike on the side of the road, killed all the bandits, then a few zombies came up because they heard the shooting. They arrived, killed all them, went into a house to get petrol, came back out of the house with petrol, and there was a guy at my bike and he looked like he was taking it apart while I was away, so I killed him. Next minute I turned around, there's a horde walking up the road. It was just all these mad sequences that could happen while you're playing the game, and it was all random, and I just loved this random element. I loved exploring the world. I just thought it was fantastic. I thought it was really, really good. Does it get repetitive towards the end of the game? Yes and no. So yes, you're doing the same things over and over again. Like you have to take out bandit camps, take out hordes, you've got to save people from bandits and other groups around the world. But it all just fits nicely together, and at no point did I feel, oh my god, I'm bored of doing the same things. There didn't seem to be a million fetch quests. It was just brilliant. Absolutely, the gameplay was fantastic on this. I would highly kind of recommend it towards somebody who played The Last of Us, because it seems to have the same type of gameplay. Not that I've played The Last of Us, but it looks like the same shooting and the same close quarters sort of animations and stuff from that. So I do like it. I would love to see this a second Days Gone, so definitely. The last thing I'll say about the gameplay is the hordes. The hordes are fantastic. when you first start meeting the hordes, you cannot kill them. They will devour you. And then as you unlock things and get better weapons, you slowly start to get to grips with how to handle a horde. But then the hordes get bigger, and they start from like 50 to like 400 zombies in one horde, and it's terrifying. The Sawmill horde is one that is terrifying to go against, and also one of the best and more fun ones to go against too. So you play Deacon St. John, and he is a soldier in the United States Army 10th Mountain Division who later became an enforcer for the Mongrels Motorcycle Club. There's no good guys in Days Gone, everyone is bad. There is a story halfway through it, and you learn that they held a guy down and burnt off his tattoo with a blowtorch. And he actually becomes one of the sort of villains, I suppose, in the game. And your character held him down. So in a way, it's very hard to bring him back to humanizing him, which is kind of where the story fell flat for me. The main character is a bad guy in his own right, but everyone is just doing what they need to do to survive. There's some fantastic characters in this, by the way. But the main story is the virus breaks out. You and your friend get stuck, and you have to put your wife onto a helicopter to save her. And then what you're doing for the whole game then is trying to find her to see if she's still alive or is she dead. You don't know. It's really well put together, but it's very generic. It's not a story it's not groundbreaking story in any way, shape or form. You've seen it before. You've seen it in Walking Dead. You've seen it in Z Nation. You've seen it in all these zombie films and zombie games for that matter. The only thing they did nicely in this one, I felt, was every time you moved to a new camp, you met new characters, and the new characters were fun to learn about. Some of them are really interesting. I have some favourite characters in there already. Some are comedy, some become your friend, then become enemies, and all the acting and everything is fantastically put together. My only thing is that it's like mini episodes of Walking Dead rather than one whole story, and even when you finally get to the end, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you were building up too much, and it didn't really pay off. But I still enjoyed the story, and I wanted to find out what happened to the characters, and I would love a second game so we can go back into this world again. I had a ton of fun, and I mean a ton of fun, with just the photo mode alone in this game. It's the first game I've ever played where I actually used the photo mode. I just had so much fun trying to drive into a horde and get that perfect picture, or try and ramp off a hill to try and get the sun setting through trees so I can see the village in the background and really focus on everything. And the game was just beautiful. Something I have to mention is the snow. When you get to the snowy areas, the snow is amazing. Like when it falls and lands and sits on bodies that you've put just after putting on the ground, it settles on cars. It just flows nicely in together when you go into the snowy area from the not so snowy area. Everything is just beautiful. It's the first game I've ever really gone, well, I'm going to use the photo mode a lot in this. Now, God of War is a beautiful looking game, but this one as an open world game just blew me away because it was just gorgeous. I don't know what it was about it, but I just loved driving around and seeing what the game had to offer. All the houses are full of stuff. It's not empty like State of Decay. All the houses were empty like no one ever lived there. Everything looked lived in, and everything looked like it used to be alive, and now everything's crashed. There's no empty roads with no cars and stuff in them. Everything has some sort of decor to create this great atmosphere and to build this beautiful world, and I just thought it looked amazing. And I know we said Spider-Man looked great, but I think this looked better than Spider-Man. I want to give this game like a 9 or 10 out of 10, but that's my personal feelings because I love the virus. The virus was explained so well in the game, and the mutations made it real interesting. So when you're doing these missions for the scientists and stuff, they explain what the virus is, and there's all these little tapes that explain what the virus is. And these little tapes just made it so much more interesting, and they explain why some of the zombies are like fast at running, or some are real muscly and big, and one screams and calls a horde along. And in other games they're just there, you know what I mean? There's no zombies that'll make you go, oh, I've never seen that before, but they're explained really well. I'm gonna review it as a reviewer and compare it to my last reviews like God of War and Spider-Man as well. So I'm gonna give the gameplay an 8 out of 10. We're going to give it an 8 out of 10 for the gameplay. I thoroughly enjoyed the shooting. I loved the stealth aspect of it. The stealth aspect was really, really good. The AI searching for you and stuff seemed to be really good. They didn't just like forget about you or anything like that. They knew you were around. They're constantly talking like you're there and calling you out and stuff like that. It's very, very good. So yeah, let's go 8 out of 10 for the gameplay. So the story is very much similar to Walking Dead and different. It's like loads of episodes of Walking Dead put together. I'm going to give it a very average 7 out of 10. I would nearly go down to a 6, but I think 7 is fair. It's an average story. It's nothing exciting and nothing you've seen before, but it still keeps you ticking over to get to the end of the game and to unlock everything that you need. It pulls you a little, just enough to get you to the end of the game. Okay, so graphics. This is a hard one for me because I want to give it a 9 out of 10. That's my instinct, is to give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was beautiful. It was the first game where I've actually stopped to look at things. God of War got a high score for me as well on this one, and God of War is a beautiful game. I think I'm going to stick with my 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10, and that it might be a bit of a personal thing. Tell me in the comments if you disagree with me. I have absolutely no problem with that. We'll have a conversation what you think. But yes, graphics, 9 out of 10. Okay, so final thoughts, final rating, here we go. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. It's above average game. It is way above average game. Now, I know that the game had issues when it first came out and everyone was going mad about it, but they fixed it up. They fixed it up nice. I'm surprised there's no DLC story or anything like that's been added to the game. It's definitely above average. I would highly recommend, if you haven't played Days Gone, to go get it, or get a loan of it like I did. I got a loan of it off a friend that didn't even buy it. I got a loan of it off a friend. He gave it to me, and I purely and absolutely enjoyed every moment of it. So that's it for the review. Thank you very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments what you thought of Days Gone. I want to hear, even if it's bad, even if you don't agree with me at all, I want to hear from you. Hit the like button or dislike button. That's what it's there for. But next game I'm going to play, I'm stuck between Final Fantasy 7 and Ghost. So I don't know if I'm going to play Ghost, Final Fantasy 7. Let me know in the comments which one you want me to do next. I think I'm swaying a little bit on Final Fantasy 7, the remake now. I haven't played the remake, but I have played the original. But thanks for checking out this video, guys. I really appreciate it. Check us out on all our social media channels. Make sure you check out thearcade.ie. Big shout out to them as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.